Brittany, I want to get into the reason for this call, the reason why you responded, the reason why you reached out. What was that reason?
So, I'm in a weird place in my life. So, I'm going to be 38 on Tuesday.
Mhm.
And I just thought I'd be in a way different spot in my life. Like growing up, we're told you're going to, turn 18, graduate high school, go to college, meet the love of your life, get married, have kids. And I mean, I feel like I'm doing it a little backwards. I'm in school right now. I'm pursuing my master's, but that I started like in my mid to late 30s. And, I've never been engaged. I've never been married. And I don't have kids. And so, like, I guess like I said, it's just a weird point in my life because I thought that I would have all this by now and be in a completely different spot.
So would you maybe say that you are disappointed?
Um, I wouldn't say disappointed. I would say, what's a good word? Not necessarily like, I don't want to say disappointed. I want to say a little bit sad. Like I'm kind of grieving the loss of those things. Not in like a super, not that I'm super sad and
It's okay.
super down about it.
It's okay to admit if,
Yeah.
'cause I feel like we wouldn't be human if we didn't feel some sort of like as we hit I know 39 for me was a hard year. And I thought it was because my dad died at 39, but
Mhm.
when I'm working with clients, I notice that that is just a 38, 39 as we're hitting 40, it's this idea that I was supposed to be somewhere else by now.
Right.
So I think that is very normal to start with. But I also think it's okay to just admit where you're at. In fact, that's where I think the gold is, because sometimes we deceive ourselves in trying to get around it, but really by getting to the heart of like, what is it that I'm actually disappointed about, right?
Right.
So let's look at you. Let's take a deeper look in.
Okay.
If we say I'm disappointed, I want you to just sort of spout this out off of the top of your head. Try not to allow your conscious mind to come in and override it, but let it come out as quickly as possible. First impression, what are you disappointed about?
Al said I'm not a mom.
Not a mom. Yep. I totally get that. Okay, we're going to go into that. Okay,
Okay.
so if we could look at your serious relationships in adulthood, what are the common characteristics in these men that you have found yourself attracted to or who
Um,
have been drawn to you?
so I typically am drawn to like very masculine men, but also ones that I guess and I've had to break this habit quite a bit, but ones that I feel like I can swoop in and save in a way. And, but each relationship like that has taken so much out of me because then, like going into it, it's things in the beginning are great. And then it's when things start getting hard and, you know, you, we as people, we have our own things to work on walking into a relationship. And when you're in a relationship with somebody else and you have one person who's consistently working on their issues, but you have someone else who's not, it's not an equal playing field and it's not an equal partnership. And so that tends to be the problem that I have run into
So
in a lot of my relationships.
you tend to be drawn to the guy who the injured bird.
Yeah,
Okay. And you're going to help him. You're going to scoop him up and help him, right?
right. You're going to be that solid force for them that they can lean on to, and it never works out that way.
Yeah, and what do you think why do you think you're drawn to the injured bird?
Um, like growing up, I had a good childhood. I thought I had a really decent example of what a healthy relationship looked like. And I've actually been thinking about this a lot this week just as we've come up to this, but my parents divorced when in 2018. And so I was probably 31 somewhere in there. I think I was just about 31. And then I realized, in talking to my mom about everything, and my mom has never held anything back. And she started talking to me about all the problems that they had when I was growing up. And then it just threw me for a loop because I was like, I never saw my parents fight. I never
Mm.
saw, like anything unhealthy between the two of them, but they hid a lot. And as an adult, like it does throw you for a loop because you're like, you just have this vision of what a relationship is supposed to look like. And then it when my parents got divorced, like it just shattered. And so I think that seeing that end of things, and then my dad is a lot like some of the men that I chase. And my dad is one that like doesn't really, I love my dad. I want to put that out there first, but my dad is one that,
He's probably never going to hear it. So
yeah. My
this is
dad is
this
one
is
that,
your invitation to be
right.
just
Okay.
100% you.
So my dad is one that I've seen that doesn't really face his issues head on. And that was a lot of what contributed to my parents' divorce. And so I don't know if it's like that's all I have to go on for like the men that are supposed to be good for me and what I'm supposed to be attracted to, and like the ones that are going to take care of me too. Like that was this vision that I had, and now I'm just lost because I'm like I've even dated outside my type. I've dated within my type, and I'm always open to talking to people, but it's like a lot of the times what I run into as well is within like the first little bit of talking to somebody to just give me the ick, and I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Hmm.
So,
Well, that's perfect because we're going to figure out what that's all about now.
right,
And I love that you have enough awareness to have looked at the fact that you're attracting different aspects of your dad and men.
right,
Because one thing that it makes it really helpful when we're working on the patterns is to identify who you've modeled after. So
right,
you've already identified you're modeling after your mom and you're attracting your dad, which is to know that is good. Sometimes people are so unaware of the pattern, even though people outside of them are like, yes, it's the same exact pattern, right? So it's that awareness is what it really takes to break the pattern.
right.
Always the first step. So that's really good. Let's look at that type a little bit closer. Okay. If you can take them all and we'll pull out and we're just going to look at the toxic parts of them because obviously they're beautiful people in their own right, but we're just looking at the toxic traits, right? What are those commonalities that they had?
So like I said, a lot of them like the injured bird complex for me. And I did notice, like in thinking about like what all I've gone for over the years, with the exception of like a couple, um, a lot of them had like alcohol issues, and just had things go on in their past that they just could not move forward from. Um, I go for a lot of like emotionally unavailable men. And because seeming like in the beginning, like I said, they come off all big and strong. And I'm looking for someone that's like has a provider mindset and a protector mindset. And so that's typically what I go for. And then you get in, you get 3 months into with someone, and then you're finding out, oh my gosh, there's all this baggage I got to sift through.
Hmm.
And I have my own. So,
Of course.
so
So they're not really emotionally available. They struggle with alcohol. They have stuff in
mhm.
their past that they have not worked through. What else would you say would describe these men? And what more, let's actually dive into this. What is ending, like what does it take when for the relationship to end? What's what's the straw?
I I typically, especially in the past, have stayed way longer than I should have. There's a lot of red flag issues that pop up, and I am someone that like I said again, like going back to my parents' divorce, like I want to fight through something and work through something before I just give up. And I hate the idea of walking away from something and feeling like I didn't try hard enough. Um and so
So that means that the red flags, you're just like, you paint them a different color, paint them green.
sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, if you mix them with blue, they're green. So
Oh. So you had a little blue to these
A
flags.
little bit
That
sometimes.
works for a minute or two, huh?
Yeah, ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Is it?
No.
I don't know about that one.
Right.
Okay. I think I've got the pattern pretty good. Okay. When you're in these relationships and they go wrong, maybe you're finally at that place where you're like, this is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I've been painting these flags, all the colors, and it ain't working. And I know that this is, what are those emotions you feel?
Oh, so sad. Like
Sad.
just sad, disappointed, angry, all the things.
And what
Uh,
are you sad about?
you know, when you feel, when you love someone and you're looking at the aspect of having to walk away from that, it's heartbreaking, and it's not just,
But,
looking at
but
it
why is it heartbreaking?
because you've put all this effort in, and then it's just, you get to the end of it and it's like none of it ever happened. And
So it's
it
like none of it ever happened?
Mhm.
Okay.
Like you
So
didn't just put in all this work for it to be great and then it just blows up in your face.
so when you feel disappointed when it ends, what's the belief that comes in?
In the beginning, you're kind of in denial, thinking that, oh, if I had just done this, they wouldn't have left. Or if I'd approached them a certain way or said things a certain way, then this whole situation wouldn't have gone to this extreme to where it's over.
Hmm.
Because, and like I said, it's
So
that
is
first,
that like a self-blame thing?
yes.
Okay. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so this is where we're going to do the investigation. So when we go in, a few things that I have to tell you before. All the answers are stored in your subconscious mind. We
Okay.
can talk rationally from your logical mind all day long, but that doesn't have the answers. Okay.
Right.
The emotions is what we're looking at. So when I take you through this process, two things we're looking for, or two things that I intend going in. One is to find the beliefs. On every traumatic event that you've ever experienced, there's a belief that gets stamped onto your subconscious mind. In the beginning of your life, um, these are more malleable, but as your life goes on, those statements never change. So they become very deeply ingrained on the subconscious mind, and those are what I'm looking for. The I am statements,
Okay.
more specifically, what you're believing about yourself. That's everything everything that experiencing in your life goes back to the beliefs that you hold. So that's the reason why we're looking for those. Second of all, when we go into these events, what we're looking to do is extract the pain. We're neutralizing the pain so it's not active in your field, meaning you're carrying all this pain in your body. And what we're looking to do is extract some of it. And when we extract some of it and we find the beliefs attached to them, that's where the power comes in because we get to choose the new thing and we get to literally free up the space by pulling out that stuff that no longer serves you. We don't know that we're holding on to it for our entire lives, but we are. And so it accumulates and accumulates and accumulates. So when you get broken up with and you're like devastated because you think it's all about that person, it isn't. It
Right.
goes all the way back to the pain you've been holding on to since you were a little girl. So, as we start to pull that pain out, you're going to get a really clear story about why you're creating the life that you're currently creating. So, that's the wisdom we're looking for in all this. So, you can keep a lookout. One thing that I do see people resisting is the pain. They feel like if I take them into the pain, they're never getting out. But we must feel it to heal it. And it actually doesn't take long at all. We go into the very center of it and we dissolve it. And I'm going to walk you through all of this, but I'm getting you prepared
Okay.
when you feel that resistance, you know it's normal, for one. Two, to relax that resistance as much as you can, to just sort of the thoughts will come in, you're going to kind of pull the thoughts out and say, get in the back seat, logical mind. We're going to let the subconscious mind take the wheel for a minute. Okay,
Right.
so just kind of getting you prepped and used to, because sometimes taking you through this process for the first time, there can be a little more resistance than my clients that I work with over the course of weeks. They have learned how to relax into the process, knowing the outcome is brilliant. And
Right.
so the more relaxed you are through this process and the more allowing of those emotions when they come up, the bigger the transformation.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And I don't want you to pressure yourself too much because there's a lot of times our first session there is going to be some resistance, and that's okay too because that's part of like the building of trust between you and I, you
Okay.
know?
Right.
So, all does that make sense to you?
Absolutely
Okay.
does.
Okay. And also with the logical mind, just know that there's some points in time that the logical mind is going to think what I'm doing is weird and nuts. It's going to be talking, talking, talking. And you just need to relax and say, okay, get in the back seat, sweetie, relax. We're just going to see where this takes us and relax into the like, well, what if this changes everything?
Right.
Okay. All right. You have your tissue handy?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Perfect. Okay. So, oop, I froze for a second. Okay. Feet flat on the ground,
Okay.
spine as straight as possible. And if you can kick off your shoes or socks or whatever to have direct contact with the ground, that's ideal.
Okay.
Making your spine as straight as possible. I want you to think of like having a string here at the top, like pulling your spine straight. So like
Okay.
your head is, and then feet flat on the ground. I want you to just sort of feel the earth beneath you. And I want you to notice, feel, and become aware of the earth rising up to hold you under your feet, under your sit bones. And I want you to gently relax your eyes. In fact, I want you to picture all the little muscles all around your eyes relaxing as much as they possibly can, more than they ever have before. And I want you to let that wave of relaxation move down your body from your eyes to your nose, to your ears, to your chin, down your neck, to your shoulders, into your heart center, down your arms, down to your hips and your knees, down to your feet, allowing that relaxation to just roll down through your body. That's right. And allow your breath to get slower, deeper. That's right. Connect to that breath. In fact, I want you to just guide that breath in, follow it in as you breathe in, exhale out. Just follow it in and follow it out, allowing each muscle of your body to just totally relax, completely let go. And I want you to become aware right above your head of a big, beautiful energy bubble. That's right, a big, beautiful, healing energy bubble. And I want you to give this energy bubble a color, whatever color feels healing and wonderful and loving to you. What color would that be?
It's blue.
It's blue. Beautiful. So I want you to connect to that big blue energy bubble sitting right there on your scalp and become aware that at your scalp is a moon roof. And I want you to open up that moon roof at the tippy top of your head. That's right, to allow in this healing blue, loving energy. That's right. So opening up, and you're going to allow this blue energy to melt all the way down your body, putting you in the most relaxed, most open, most joyful, most loving state possible. And as it moves down your body, I want you to allow each of the cells of your body to open up to receiving this blue energy, moving into your brain, both right and left hemispheres, filling each and every cell, going deeper and deeper and deeper, moving down to your eyes, filling your eyes with this blue, loving energy, and your ears and your nose, your cheeks, your chin, your tongue, your jaw, filling your entire head with this beautiful, blue, healing, loving energy. That's right. Moving it down your neck and your throat, allowing it to go deeper, deeper, and deeper as it moves down to your shoulders, moving down your arms to your elbows and your wrists, filling your fingers with this loving blue energy. That's right, filling your heart center. In fact, I want you to allow it to open up your heart on every side, telling each and every one of your organs and your muscles that it's safe and good and right to allow this blue loving energy to penetrate, absorb all the way throughout each and every cell as it moves down, 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 down to each organ, each muscle, each tissue, each strand of DNA, RNA, all the way down to the epigenetics. That's right. As it moves down your abdomen, down your back, to your hips, allowing this blue loving energy to move down to your knees, down to your ankles, down to your toes, filling your entire body with this radiating, loving, beautiful, healing blue energy. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale out, I want you to move that blue energy to create a big bubble all around you. That's right, about 6 feet all around your body. That's right, filling the entire room that you're in, filling the entire home that you're in, the entire building with this blue, loving energy. That's right. And with each breath you take and each beat of your heart, you're allowing this blue healing energy to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you move through time and space, recognizing that this is your set emotional point. And if at any point in time you need to feel safe and loved, grounded, happy, all you have to do is picture this blue energy bubble, and all the cells of your body will relax just like now. In fact, this is your natural set point. This is who you truly are, the very core of your being. Now, I want to turn your attention inside your body. In fact, I want you to go all the way to the very center of your body. That's right, the very, very center. And I'm going to turn your attention back to that conversation we were having earlier of this pattern of self blaming, these emotions of feeling sad and disappointed. And I want you to notice and recognize that there's a place in your body where these emotions stem from originally. First impression, I want you to take your hand and place it on that area. That's right. First impression, what color is it?
It's red.
Mm-hmm. I want you to go all the way inside that red bubble, all the way to the very center, the very core of it. And as you do, I want you to recognize, notice, and become aware that pictured out from this red bubble is an image. In fact, it's much like a projector projecting out, like a big IMAX movie screen, projecting out from that red bubble. And as you allow that big screen to get clearer and clearer and clearer, you notice, become aware that this is the first memory and the first image you have of feeling these emotions. Allow this screen to get clearer and clearer and clearer until you become aware of this memory. Let me know when you have it.
I have it.
First impression, how old are you in this memory?
Elementary school.
Mm-hmm. Is there a number that pops up?
3, so maybe second,
Three.
third grade.
3. And what's happening in this image? Are you with someone or are you alone?
I'm alone.
Can you identify where you're at?
I'm at school on the playground.
School, playground. And what are you feeling right here in this moment?
Just sad.
Mm-hmm. You're sad. And why is she sad?
Um, I didn't really have a lot of friends in elementary school. I was kind of a loner.
Mm-hmm.
I was just lonely.
So she's lonely. Why does she feel so lonely?
I think I just had a hard time like relating to my peers as a kid.
Why'd she have such a hard time relating to her peers?
She just didn't feel understood.
She doesn't feel understood. How long has she felt misunderstood or not understood?
From what I can remember, it'd been a while before that. I mean, but that's like when I remember genuinely like feeling alone a lot. It was about that age.
hmm I want you to go into her red bubble all the way to the center. In fact, I want you to look deep into her eyes. And I want you to let her know that you've come all the way back in time for her, to be with her in this moment. In fact, I want you to let her know that you've come back to take these emotions, this pain from her. And this is going to be much like threading a needle. You are going to move through that red bubble until it's completely and utterly dissolved. So I want you to look deep into her eyes and I want you to feel everything she's feeling. What is she believing about herself in this moment?
She's not good enough.
Mm-hmm. Not good enough. What else?
I don't know. As a kid, like it's so silly, like looking back at it now, it's not being like everybody else,
Mm, being different.
being different.
Mm. What else is she believing about herself?
She's not pretty enough,
Mm-hmm. What else?
and that she's not funny enough and not just not enough in general.
Mm-hmm. What else is she believing about herself in this moment?
That she's never going to get it right
She's never going to get it right.
or do things correctly.
Mm. What else is she believing about herself?
It's hard to put the word on it. It's just, I think feeling that way, like being that young, just feeling like it's never going to change,
Mm-hmm.
never going to get better.
Mm-hmm. What else is she believing about herself in this moment?
That maybe that people are probably better off not being friends with her.
Why does she think they're better off not being friends with her?
It kind of just stems back that this belief that she's just not good enough and that she just, like I said, I had a hard time like relating to my peers as a kid, trying to like find the right word.
It's okay. I want to use her words, not yours. Her
Okay.
words. I want you to let her know that you've come back, that to give her a voice, not only to feel her pain and to relieve her of this pain that she's sitting with, but to give her a voice. I want you to tell her that she deserves to be seen, felt, known, loved, understood, all the things that she desires, that she deserves to have. And so, this is the point in time I want you to look deep into her eyes and I want you to tell her, what does she need to hear from you right here in this moment?
She needed to hear that it was never about what anybody else thought and that she can find value within herself and not within anybody else.
Mm-hmm. What else?
That she's been good enough from the start. She just didn't give herself enough credit.
Mm-hmm. What else?
She's smart and capable
Mm-hmm.
and she's beautiful
Mm-hmm.
and she accomplishes big things every day.
Yes. What else?
She's lovable, that she's
Mm-hmm.
a good friend,
Mm-hmm.
she's a good lover,
Mm-hmm.
she's a good daughter,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that what's the, she is she's selfless, she's not selfish,
Mm-hmm.
or that she's not selfish for doing what's best for her.
Yes. What color is that bubble that she's in now? Has it changed at all?
Yeah, it's starting to go like it's not red. I guess it's more of like a light pink. It's just getting
Mm-hmm.
lighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So I want you to see in her light pink bubble, there are all sorts of tiny little dark bubbles. There's tiny little dark bubbles in there. And I want you to reach in one by one, and we're going to pluck these out. These are all the negative beliefs that she's been holding on to that she doesn't need anymore. That you're recognizing that here on out, from this day forward, she's no longer going to align to these bogus beliefs that she adapted from her environment. So, one by one, you're going to take them out of her bubble. So, I want you to reach out and grab the first one,
Okay.
literally with your hands, reach out and grab that first shadow bubble. That's right. What is
Okay.
that belief?
She's not good enough.
Yes. I want you to take that and I want you to throw it behind you.
Okay.
That's right. Reach and grab the next one.
Okay.
What's that one?
Oh, that she
That she's different.
that she's different.
Yes. Take it, throw it. Reach in, grab the next one.
This one.
What is that?
She's not smart.
Yes. Throw that one. Reach in, grab the next one. What's that one?
That she isn't worth being friends with.
Yes. Throw it hard. Reach in, grab the next one. There you go. What's that one?
That she's not a good friend or not worth being friends with.
Yes. Throw it behind. Okay, reach in, grab the next one. That she's not funny.
She's not funny.
Throw it. Grab the next one. What's that one?
That she's selfish.
That she's selfish. Ooh, that one was big. Throw it behind. That's right. What's the next one? What's that one?
Oh,
That you're never going to get it right.
yeah.
Throw
I'll never
that one.
get it right.
Yep. Grab the next one. It's never going to change. What's the next one?
I can't. I had a few of them. It was, give me a second. She just can't, like, that she just, I don't remember if I said that if she's worthy, she's unworthy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. There's another one that's really big in there, and I want you to pick this one up next.
okay,
And this one is I'm alone.
I'm alone.
That one you need to throw further than that, girl.
Right.
Reach in. There you
Yeah, that was
go.
big.
It was a big one.
Yeah,
Are there any more left in there?
I don't think so.
Well, just for good measure, I want you to reach in and just feel around. And if there are any, I just want you to reach in. They might be small, they might be hiding somewhere. I want you to kind of rake through there and just pull out anything you see that's
Okay.
dark or might not serve her. I want you to just throw it behind you. There you go. Now, what color is your bubble now?
It's blue.
That's right. Now we're going to let her know who she really is. I want you to tell her how special she is. I want you to tell her that this blue bubble represents her power. I want you to let her know that she was lied to about how powerful she is. I want you to let her know that it is that she gets to be incredibly selfish, that selfishness is not bad. It's putting herself first. And when she does this, she becomes very, very powerful because she no longer gives a fuck about what anyone else thinks about her. She gets to be the fullest, most beautiful, most authentic version of Brittany. She's not going to be anyone else's interpretation of her anymore. In fact, this blue bubble will not have her be anything less than her brilliant, beautiful, shiny, wonderful light self. So I want you to tell her that anytime she needs to be reminded of who she really is, all she has to do is remember this big blue bubble. That's right. And I want you to let her know that you're not going to forget about her. In fact, anytime you feel her sad or questioning any of these old beliefs, I want you to let her know that you're going to come back and you're going to pull out any of those dark bubbles that try to reform back in her field, that you're just not going to let them come back, that you will pluck them from her immediately. And I want you to let her know that you're always here for her and that she gets to call on you whenever she wants and that you'll come for her. Whatever she needs to say, whatever she needs to be reassured in, I want you to do that for her. Can you do that for her?
Yes.
Yes. And is she believing everything that you're saying to her right now?
Yes.
Beautiful. So I want you to go ahead and turn I'm going to have you reach out and I want you to see the dials on her bubble. There's 3 dials. And I want you to reach out and I want you to test out that first one. So I want you to twist it to the right and left. Notice that this is the clarity tuner, almost like those old TVs. This is the clarity. So if you turn it one way, the picture gets clearer and clearer and clearer. Her bubble gets clearer and clearer and clearer. And as you turn it the opposite way, gets fuzzier and fuzzier and fuzzier. So I want you to turn that dial till it's the perfect. That's right. I want you to just test it out. I want you to turn it to the perfect clarity level for you.
Okay.
That's right. And I want you to move to the next knob and notice that this knob is the brightness. So if you turn it one direction, you notice her bubble gets brighter and brighter, brighter. And as you turn it the opposite direction, it gets darker and darker and darker. And I want you to find the perfect setting that feels the best to you right here and now. That's right. Now I want you to go to the third one. And the third one is the volume. And if you turn it one direction, you notice the volume gets higher and higher and higher. And as you turn it the opposite, it gets lower and lower till it's just a whisper. So I want you to find the perfect volume on that setting that feels the best to you right now.
Okay.
That's right. Now I want you to breathe into it. And I want you to allow that bubble to get bigger and bigger. That's right. And as it gets bigger and bigger, the intensity and the vibration and the frequency on that bubble is getting faster and faster and faster. And as it gets faster, it's energizing her field. That's right. All those beautiful beliefs that you installed into this bubble is getting turned up, turned up, turned up, turned up, turned up, so that it could never be slowed down, not even if she tried. It's forevermore on this setting because you said so, because you dissolved all those old patterns, all those old bogus beliefs. And from this place is where she gets to live, where she gets to be all the way through time because of this work that you did. That's right. And I want you to scoop her up in your hands. And in fact, I want you to shrink her down to a postage stamp or smaller. That's right. Now I want you to scoop her up and I want you to place her in your heart. Breathe her in. Feel that energy radiating inside of you, that bright blue bubble radiating inside of you. That's right, because she is you and you are her, and you are forever connected. That's right. That's right. Allowing that blue energy bubble to go out from your body, expand out, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it fills the entire earth with this radiating light, this pulsating, beautiful, blue, healing energy bubble. That's right. And as it ripples out, you see how it's affecting the entire world with this divine power held within you. Breathe in, exhale out, wiggle your fingers and toes, come back into the room, back into your body, reintegrated with all these parts of yourself, back into the body, back into your field. You can bat your eyes open when you're ready. Welcome back. How do you
Hello.
feel?
Good. I
You
really
feel
like that.
you feel good?
Yes.
Any any new um can I talk right now? Obviously I'm a little high on that energy too, girl. Any new realizations you had for yourself?
I think a lot of it, just this mistaken belief that I was never worthy. And it's like it's been a lifelong struggle to work through that. And I don't know like why I ever felt that way in the first place.
It's a great question. I wonder that too. I do a lot of these, and guess what I find? That one
Mm-hmm.
every time almost.
And
I'm
almost,
alone and I'm unworthy almost in everyone.
yeah. And then it's, growing up and allowing others to define the good qualities about us when we should be doing that ourselves.
Yeah, so we wonder why are we listening or putting any stock on someone else's?
Right.
Yeah. So you get to recognize when you're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you're making other people's opinions your opinion, because that's the big thing for transmuting these beliefs. So you get to notice when they're popping up. And I want you to do a literal action. I know I don't have time to teach you all the reasons why what I just did to you works, except that trauma is trapped in the body in a non-physical form called emotions. And that's why we were able to, you were able to place your hand on it because you literally know where it is
Right.
on a subconscious level. So sometimes I'll have my clients pull it out because oftentimes we don't have words for the pain, but we have an image, we have a negative feeling, and I want you to pull that color out. Literally pull it. Keep going until you get it all out, right? So
Right.
that like I tend to hold a lot of my traumas low. So there's a lot of sexual trauma early in my life. So you're going to get to feel into where your trauma is stored and you can literally just pull it out. You don't have to go through all that process. Although what we did for you today is a very, very deep process and you'll be feeling it for at least till the end of today, possibly longer. Your system is going to be detoxing. So you're going to need a lot of water.
Okay.
And I highly recommend like a salt bath.
Okay.
Plus, it's solstice.
Yeah. I know. I
So,
remember I was reading something about that this morning. It's the longest day of the year.
yeah, and it's a lot of energy today. A lot of sun energy. So, it's going to be very purifying for you.
I
I'm
almost want to
so
lay in it.
What's that?
Said I almost want to go lay out in the sun today.
You that would be so good for you. Let those light codes come in.
Okay.
Did you have any questions for me?
Um, Not so far. This was great.
You
So
liked it?
I did. I liked it a lot. I love the visualizations.
Yeah. Well, you did great. You were very open for a first time session that was like was really deep and good and juicy. You'll, like I said, you'll be feeling some shifts. If you wanted to go deeper, I have a program that I'm opening up soon, so you can keep a
Okay.
lookout as far as emails go. You could keep a lookout for that if you wanted to, you know, go the whole way here. But make sure that you are getting plenty of water in the next 3 days because we just detox the crap out of you.
Okay.
Okay. And moving forward, darling, don't do shit you don't want to do. That is your biggest homework. Brittany
Okay.
is not going to do things that she doesn't want to do anymore.
Okay.
That is proving to yourself that you're worthy. That is the biggest thing that I notice shifts people is when, because you could say it to yourself all over. I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy. But if you're still doing things for other people and not honoring you, your subconscious mind is going to be like, no, you're not. You're prioritizing everyone else besides you, right? So that's the biggest way that you get to shift that belief. Okay. Okay, my darling, you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Any emotion that comes up, because you didn't cry during that, which means that you're probably going to cry a lot later. And
Okay.
I need you not to hold it in. I need you to let it out.
Okay.
Remember, we got to feel it to heal it. So
Right.
let it out. And yeah, keep in touch. Let me know what came up for you, what breakthroughs happened. And yeah,
Yeah, I brought a notebook with me so I can write it down and just so it's there. So,
yes, darling.
all right.
Okay,
Thank you.
you have a fabulous day. We'll chat soon.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.